Let's go back to the latest COVID numbers from Victoria now, and the state has recorded 733 new local cases of COVID and one more person has sadly died. It comes as health authorities warn Victorians against breaching COVID restrictions on today's AFL Grand Final Eve public holiday. Reporter Christian Silva joins us now from Melbourne. So Christian, the figures first of all, the slight fall on yesterday's infection numbers, take us through them.
That's right, Ros. Very similar to yesterday. Today it was 733 new cases and one death. Yesterday it was 766, and overnight health authorities have listed a couple of Tier 1 sites of concern in Melbourne's north and west. And in terms of the vaccine rollout here in Victoria, about 75% of Victorians over 16 have received at least one dose of a vaccine, and it's about 45% of Victorians over 16 who are fully vaccinated.
Now, we're expecting more protests on the streets of Melbourne today, Christian?
Well, we have seen some chatter in some of the online groups suggesting that something may occur today. These groups are fairly disorganised, so it is a little bit hard to get a sense of exactly what could happen. We saw yesterday that planned protests failed to materialise after some pretty dramatic scenes played out on the streets of Melbourne during this week. We saw the CFMEU offices targeted on Monday, then on Tuesday. A couple of thousand people rallied in the city, shutting off the Westgate Bridge. And then on Wednesday, a group of several hundred camped out at the Shrine of Remembrance. So one thing we can be certain of is that there will probably be a pretty large police presence here again in Melbourne today.
Okay. And it is, of course, Grand Final Eve. Does Melbourne look any different to normal?
Well, Ros, normally on this public holiday, the Melbourne CBD is absolutely buzzing for Grand Final Eve. There's usually a Grand Final parade which goes through the city, and so much build-up and anticipation for what is one of the biggest sporting days on the calendar here in Victoria. Unfortunately, as we all know, that isn't happening today, and Victorians have largely been urged to stay at home over this Grand Final weekend. For people who live in Melbourne, Geelong, the Surf Coast, and also the Mitchell Shire, they're still under lockdown, which means that there's very little that they can do. There can be some small outdoor gatherings that are permitted. For those who live outside that area in Victoria, there's a little bit more freedom. Gatherings of about 10 are permitted outdoors, but it's certainly not the kind of Grand Final weekend that Victorians love.
Well, subdued affair all round. Christian, thank you.